Europe's cracks are no longer whispered, they're being shouted. Within 24 hours, 2 EU prime ministers openly blasted Brussels, accusing it of weak leadership, economic decline, and dangerous double standards. In Slovakia, Prime Minister Robert Fico warned the EU is drifting without direction. "We act like a flock of sheep without a shepherd," he said, blaming high electricity prices and climate policies for factories leaving Europe. Without stronger leadership, he cautioned, the bloc could become a cultural open-air museum for wealthy Chinese tourists.
Various factories are leaving us because they cannot compete due to high electricity prices, which are driven up by demanding climate targets. The second fundamental problem we lack leadership. We don't have a true leader in the European Union. Sometimes I use the expression that we act like a flock of sheep without a shepherd. In the past, we had strong personalities, even though you are young and have other concerns. Surely you have heard the name Merkel, the former federal chancellor of Germany. Surely you have heard the name Sarkozy, the French president. Those were personalities who, when they met before a European Union summit, would say, "This will be the direction. This is the way we will go."
Fico questioned Europe's migration strategy, criticized former German Chancellor Angela Merkel's 2015 stance, and argued the EU applies double standards, sanctioning Russia repeatedly while failing to respond equally to civilian deaths in Gaza. On Ukraine, he cited heavy casualty figures and asked, "Where do we stand? What has changed?" He also urged the bloc to break away from US strategic dependence. In Budapest, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban went further, accusing Brussels of forming a war alliance tied to energy profits. "Everything is about our money," he said, claiming EU policies hurt Hungarian households while others profit from sanctions.
And Brussels is asking for its share so it can give it to Ukraine. Once again, everything is just about money, our money. Shell, Erste, and Brussels are forming a war alliance. They are the ones profiting from the bloodshed. They are the ones interested in continuing the fighting. They are the death toll collectors, the dogs of war. Of course, they do not take part in the battles. The Ukrainians are there for that. And if necessary, the Central European neighboring peoples.
Orban called Brussels a direct source of danger and alleged interference in Hungary's elections. Hungary continues to veto Ukraine's EU accession, deepening tensions with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen.
From a safe distance, they comfortably watch on the screen as cities are reduced to ruins and increase their wealth through innocent destruction and the tragedy and suffering of helpless millions. It is time to speak openly about this. One of the main winners of the war is Shell. They have earned tens of billions of dollars from the war and sanctions against the Russians. Their goal is to also disconnect us from Russian oil and gas, raise prices, and multiply their profits in Hungary as well. They do not care that Hungarian households and businesses are crippled by this.
Two leaders. One message: the biggest challenge to EU unity may now be coming from within.